tell me about tonight. Why is this a big deal for you guys?
Well, we are so pleased to be part of this community, and really by bringing this documentary with the great history behind the Blue Blood rivalry into Silver Spot on such a terrific night. I mean, night before the game and everything's happening. We couldn't be more pleased to have it here and to welcome everybody into our home.
For me, the opportunity to bring Duke Carolina, the Blue Blood rivalry, to Chapel Hill is just an amazing, amazing opportunity to bring the players, the coaches, the fans together to celebrate the history of this great rivalry. This rivalry is the greatest rivalry in the United States, and from a proximities perspective, it's equal to the rivalries they have in Europe, like Manchester United, Manchester City. And so I thought that this rivalry deserved a red carpet event that basically gave the rivalry its due.
Tell me, why is the Duke-UNC rivalry like such a big deal?
Well, you have two of the best teams in college basketball that are 8 miles apart. You have two of the best academic institutions that are very, very close, very competitive. And you've had some of the greatest players that have ever played college basketball and some of the greatest coaches that have ever coached in college basketball. And you have all that mixed up so close together, and it makes for an exciting time.
Kendra, I'm a little older than you, so the rivalry goes back to me to NC State when I was actually a player. But when I came back and joined the staff in 1988 as a coach, the Duke-Carolina rivalry had gained a life of its own, and it's just one of those games. I think it's the best rivalry game in all of sports, and maybe because I'm from North Carolina and I played in the ACC and I played at Carolina, I have a little skin in the game, but I just think it's the best rivalry in all of sports because it is one of those games that you really can't say who's going to win. The records are out the window, what they've done that year, you just never know. They're always great games.
So tell me, your favorite Duke-UNC memory?
Well, I played for Coach Smith back in the late 80s, and so we had some really, really good times and good memories. Probably the best one for me as a former player would be in 1990. They were ranked number 1 in the country. I don't know, were ranked at that time, and we were a little off that year. We were playing at Duke, and they had Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley and all these guys that they were supposed to just wear us out, and we went over there and beat them by 20.
How'd you feel about that?
Oh, we had a blast. It was awesome. The locker room after the game was incredible. And then what was really incredible is when we got back to Franklin Street after the bus ride, and Franklin Street was shut down and everybody was partying like it was awesome.
Favorite Duke-UNC rivalry memory? What is your favorite memory?
Well, when I was a senior in high school, Carolina came back 8 points in 17 seconds without the three-point shot. So I guess that would probably have to be the greatest game that I remember of Carolina Duke.
Tell me your feelings and emotions when you saw your son playing against Duke.
Well, what I really thought about was I knew how much time and preparation he had put into the game, and it seemed like to me he always did his very best against big rivalry games. So I knew he was prepared, and for the most part, Carolina was successful in most of the games they played, except for the buzzer beater that Austin Rivers hit one year.
Yeah.
We're never going to forget that.
Never going to forget that one.
So would you say that was your biggest Duke-UNC memory?
Oh yes, of course. Only because of how it went down and how it happened and where it was the camera. So but yeah, that was my biggest memory. But I mean, that's just a small part of it because all the other games, they were just as intense. They came down to the wire. And, my favorite picture was when my son went up over Plumlee's shoulder. So I always have that memory locked in my mind when he hit that shot over his shoulder. So that's my favorite shot if I had to play back a moment to remember for John.
Why did you come up with this? Why was this movie a big deal for you?
Okay, so this movie was a big deal for me because I thought that Duke and Carolina were just two incredible institutions that needed to be documented. It's the only place in the country that are 8 miles apart where the basketball teams hang out They get their hair cut at the same place. They guys talk to the same girls, because other rivalries, UCLA, USC, they're different because one is good at football, one's good at basketball. But this is the only rivalry that these two schools are this good, top 10 in the country, top 25 in the country for the last 50 years, and that's why it was important to me.
And I also believe this is the first time this is actually being seen in Chapel Hill.
Correct.
Right? I mean,
that's a big
finally
deal.
in Chapel Hill too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so this Blue Blood Rivalry brand has gone from Staples Center to Durham to New York, and now we're in Chapel Hill. And to bring it to Chapel Hill, I'm a Tar Heel grad, and to bring it to Chapel Hill is an amazing thing. And to have the support, we have a sellout tonight, and to have that support at Silver Spot is just absolutely 100% incredible.
Now, the biggest question of the whole entire night, who do you think is going to win?
Oh. Go Tar Heels.
Tar Heels.
But clearly Carolina's going to win.
Well, it's pretty easy for me having a degree from UNC, and I'm going to be cheering for UNC all the way.